And we welcome back Dani Hughes, CEO of Divine Capital Markets and the winner of today's shoe challenge. You definitely have the best pumps on today.
Awesome. Thank you. That's what I was going for. I appreciate it, Charles.
You won. Thanks
Excited
a lot.
to be here. Thank you.
Hey, guys, now, but Dani, there's like a malaise, like I feel it all over, not just with young adults, young teenagers, but all the way through society. It feels like there's a serious thing that it goes back to the Carter days for me. It feels the same way.
It starts with the parents, though. I mean, to Tracy's point and your point as well, I mean, we as parents are the ones who have to set the standard. We're the ones who have to move the needle. We're the ones who really have to make a difference in our kids' lives and show them by modeling.
But what if the parent's life is stuck in neutral or even in reverse? What if one of the parents lost a job or neither parent has seen a raise? What if the parents have such a dismal outlook? Because remember, a week ago we saw where 79% of the parents thought their kids would have a worse life than that their lives wouldn't live up to their own lives. So what if the parents are in such a deep funk, in part because of the economy?
It's their responsibility to start looking at their own expenditures and their own things that they're doing. Are they spending so much money that they're not making? They've got to cut back. They've got to bring the children into that conversation. I think we need to embrace the fact that kids don't know anything about money except what we teach them. It's not the school's responsibility to teach them that. Absolutely. It's our responsibility.
What about
What do you think, Dani?
Democracies can deal with democracies really well, and we've seen that over the years, and really you don't see a lot of democracies going to war against each other. But who would have thought what happened with Russia and Ukraine would have happened? That certainly wasn't on anybody's radar. And in terms of geopolitical risk, it's really always there.
But it did have an impact on our stock market.
It absolutely does.
And it still continues to hover around.
And there's so many things that will, in the future, have an effect on our stock market that have nothing to do with the companies that trade here necessarily. However, I agree with you, Matt. I don't think that we need to be the UN should be the policeman of the world, but it's not.
Oh my God! When he steps up to the podium, no country takes this guy serious.
You know, I don't necessarily. I'm not for Kerry. I'm not for Hillary either. I think we've got a few other choices, possibly in the wings. I think there's some other women that could potentially come up and step to the plate.
Dani, at some point, though, America's going to have to fight. We have
been fighting. When have we not been fighting? That's
We're going to have to fight. We're going to have to fight to win, though, one point. All right, why? But there could be a massive short squeeze with this stock closing above 75. Had a great session today. That short squeeze, my longer-term target is $90. Dani, what do you think of this one?
Charles, I wish you told me about this stock last quarter when their earnings report was terrible. They undercut everything. They did awfully first quarter, but they really rallied back, and the stock rallied back dramatically too. It's at 52-week highs, just about.
Yep, that's right.
But I'll tell you something. I like this story, and I like it because it's got a yield. It's paying about 2.25%. It's a manufacturing renaissance story, and that's a beautiful story in America, right? We want to see people come back to work.
Rev up that diesel. Rev up that manufacturing diesel.
And it's benefiting from what's happening in shale. So I think I like this story. However, my caveat is it's bumping up.
Dani, you wanted to go down first.
Right.
On this one, I think you might
do the opposite. Exactly that.
She's going to have a tough go of this campaign, Dani. That's all I can tell you. It's going to be a rough one.
I think so. And it has been in the past, too. Look at what happened in the last iteration. I think a lot of people find that, to your point, Kate, that things fall flat with respect to what she says and what her message is because, frankly, she didn't get there on her own dime. She got there on President Clinton's dime.
Right.
And, I think that especially for women, I think there's a lot of little pieces there that don't fall into place quite nicely and don't reflect what our values are properly. But going back to the politic issue, I think we have to take the money out of politics, out of the lobbying. That's the whole problem, right?
Hey, we got a good tweet for you. This is a fair and even playing field. I mean, we always say this. They run on one platform and things turn completely around once we elect them.
Can't we get these families, these entire, families that have been engrossed in our culture and in our politics for so long, can't we just pick somebody else? I mean, aren't there enough people who are qualified out there?
Danny, money. You want to take
it's
money
but it's influence as well because, it's her family's influence for so many decades.
And their money.
But I think Barbara Bush said it so. No one was like, where's Sugar Ray Leonard when you need him?
Yeah,
he was there too, apparently. I'm saying, they're not those guys.
But this is the thing, they got back on the world stage. It was such an opportunity for them. But then I look at guys like Pete Rose, and I think, well, what happened? Why can't we forgive him? He didn't bite anybody's ear.
I think everyone's forgetting. I think it has a straight shot to 28, and then my target is north of 30. Dani, I know you don't like chasing the breakouts, but you gotta like this a little bit.
I do like it a little bit, and it's really weird, Charles, because both of your calls today I actually liked and agree with. And I think that the interesting thing for me here is that two things. Number one, they're hiring aggressively. That is a great indicator of growth. They're hiring engineers. They don't have enough. They're turning down business because they don't have enough engineers to build their business. And secondly, this is an addressable market that's growing dramatically. People want things faster in terms of their smartphone. They want it faster. They want it quicker. They want lower power, and they want it all at a lower cost.
And I like the idea of not trying to pick what's going to be the hottest phone today or tomorrow. You know what I mean? He's like, I'm in a couple of these 3D stocks. Except for one, I'm getting waxed pretty good right now. Do you like 3D, Dani?
It's definitely at its early stages, I think, right now. I mean, but I think that
But do you
within
think it will
5
ever
years,
live up to the hype? Because we had a guy on Barney from the from Barron's, who said it was nothing more than a Play-Doh factory. I think that guy is so off base.
I disagree because manufacturing has been using 3D for a very long time, and now it's come down to the consumer side. It needs to mature a lot, I think, to find applicable applications where some things like this can be scaled. But what a great society we are building where these things can come together so quickly and change lives.
But you know what's strange? I'm hearing